हेलो हाय नमस्कार उन सभी को मेरा प्रणाम जो आज मेरे साथ इस सेशन में जुड़े हुए हैं। आई एम प्रशिल बड़वाई, आई एम अ केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग ग्रेजुएट फ्रॉम वेन आईटी एंड राइट नाउ आई एम अ पीएचडी स्टूडेंट एट आईटी बॉम्बे. So here we all are studying chemical reaction engineering for the preparation of gate in a very splendid manner. तो हम सब मिलके यहाँ पे गेट की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं and I am teaching chemical reaction engineering here. So the topic for the today's class will be deactivation of catalyst. That is a newly added topic in GATE syllabus from 2021, and this will be there in your semester subject also. So let's start our session of the day, that is deactivation of catalyst. Okay, so you guys know that rate of reaction can be written in terms of various form, right? Minus ra is equals to 1 by v dna by dt. So this is most common use form, right, to write the rate of reaction. And in case of heterogeneous CRE, you would come across heterogeneous. I'm writing you write here homogeneous, then heterogeneous, right? So in heterogeneous, instead of this volume, there are various ways, or there are various parameters or constant values by which you can define your rate, right? So it is what in first case it is written rate is number of moles converted per unit time per unit volume of reactor, right? Per unit volume of reactor. Why I'm dividing by volume? Because I need to calculate per unit volume what is my conversion. Suppose if I'm having two reactors, one is having volume V1, second is having volume V2. Obviously, number of moles converted, this term will be higher in this, will be higher in V2 as compared to V1, right? Because that is having volume higher than V1. So in order to make that rate as a constant term, I am dividing by volume. So I'll get per unit volume how much number of moles has been converted, right? How much number of moles has been converted. So that was giving me what can I say? That is there are two types of properties you must aware of that. That is, one is extensive property and intensive. So I'm making this rate as a intensive property using this. This I covered earlier, just to remind or just to make sure that this will be useful here. In case of heterogeneous CRE, we found instead of this volume of reactor, we can write volume of catalyst, then volume of catalyst, volume of reactor, volume of Kaushik is here. Wait. Okay. Then we can write surface area of catalyst. Surface area of catalyst as this surface area of catalyst. Then volume of what were the terms? Do you have any idea? Surface area, volume, weight, and volume of reactor. So these four were there. Okay. So I'll write once again here minus Ra as it is 1 by V dNA by dt. Then I define in terms of weight of catalyst, that is W dNA by dt. So it is same number of moles converted, but it is calculated per unit weight of catalyst, right? Suppose I am having two system. One is having catalyst weight is W1, second is W2. Obviously, if I am putting catalyst more, then time will be lower, right? Time required for conversion will be lower as compared to W1. So you can say if I'm changing the weight, there will be corresponding change in rate, right? Corresponding change in rate. So in order to make it an intensive property, I am just dividing by weight so that it will be same in both the reactors. Third one was surface area of catalyst. Surface area of catalyst dNA by dt. Fourth one was I guess it was volume of reactor dNA by dt. And you can define n number, right? So out of these two, you need to define one parameter or one rate equation that will be a easier one to measure your rate. Okay. Out of these quantities, which one will be easier to measure? Can you guess? I asked you the same question earlier also.
Weight of catalyst.
Weight of catalyst, right? Because we cannot measure surface area accurately. There will be some pores, there will be some what can I say, non-uniform surface or all that kind of thing. So you cannot directly measure it. Volume of reactor could be a way, but in case of reaction where volume is changing with respect to time, there their volume is not remaining constant, right? So that's why we are also not considering that in some cases. So this will be a comfortable, or I could say it will be easier one to write. Okay, so these were the ways. Now I am going towards deactivation. Most importantly, it is deactivation of catalyst. Okay, so first I'll ask you guys, is there any way by which you can define deactivation, or you would have studied something about deactivation? Any definition or something kind of that? Any idea about deactivation? What do you mean by that? The term itself is telling you something. It is deactivation.
Reducing the active sites present on the catalyst.
Correct, correct. Okay. So you can directly say it is a reduction in activity. And reduction in activity means decreasing the number of active site, right? So that is correctly pointed out. So I can write here decrease in activity. Decrease in activity of catalyst. So I'll define some terms here. You just write first fouling. Then second will be regeneration. Third I'll define is catalyst poisoning. And fourth one is reactivation. So these four terms are there which are related to each other, but I am just making a difference between these definitions, or different between these terms. Okay, so you can say, suppose I am having a catalyst and I am using this catalyst in some reaction. So what happens is, suppose in that reaction there is some what's there. Okay, so she wrote something. Okay, so here you can see, suppose there is a reaction, and because of that reaction there is formation of some unwanted product, and this unwanted product in the reaction mixture, I am just pointing out single catalyst particle. Okay, here, so there will be number of catalyst particles will be there. So this unwanted product will go and deposit on its surface. Okay, so it will just depositing on that surface. It is not reacting and it is not doing any stuff. It is just accumulating over the surface. So that kind of phenomena is called as fouling. So I can write it is a deactivation of catalyst due to physical blocking of surface. So due to physical blocking of surface. So this kind of question may ask for 1 mark. Okay, because this is newly added syllabus in GATE. So I don't know exactly what kind of questions can be asked on this. Okay, so you must be prepared for this. Okay, what do you mean by regeneration? Suppose if I am removing these particles I am removing, how can I remove this? I can heat that solution, or kind of some treatment I am doing. Suppose I am having uh, some system here, and here it is, this is a partition, here that is vacuum, and here these particles are flowing somewhere. So because of this vacuum, what will happen? Because of vacuum, suppose here particles are there, and I have applied vacuum on other side. So this particle will try to adsorb on the surface, right? So in order to remove these particles, what can I do? I think there is a lag. So in order to remove these particles, what can I do? I'll release the vacuum, right? And because of that, this particle will be removed from that surface. Okay, because these particles are physically attached to that surface. So this is called as regeneration. So by altering some condition, I am removing the deposited material. So removing deposited material, or you can say unwanted product, so that is called as regeneration. Are you guys up to this? Please raise your hand. Okay, now third term is catalyst poisoning. What do I mean by catalyst poisoning is, suppose this unwanted product which has been produced in reaction mixture, this unwanted product is reacting with catalyst, okay. So suppose if there is a reaction between unwanted product and catalyst, so it will block that surface, and it will block in such a way that there will be chemical reaction, and this chemical reaction cannot be reversed, right? So such kind of phenomena is called as catalyst poisoning. Okay, so you can write here, it is a chemical you can write chemical adsorption, or just generally considered there is chemical reaction. So this process is called as catalyst poisoning. Now I am talking about reactivation. So there are some cases jahan pe you can do some modification and you can do back reaction, right? Because there are two types of reaction. One is reversible and second is irreversible. So suppose there is reversible reaction, and if you are generating or you are activating that catalyst, okay, that is called as reactivation. So what can I say here? Activation, you just write activation in reversible process. Okay, and if it is irreversible, then I'll define one next term, that is called as spent catalyst. Spent catalyst is a catalyst which cannot be reactivated, right? Which cannot be reactivated. That is called as spent catalyst. Okay, so this chemical phenomena is not reversible, so you can write not reversible. एक बार catalyst खराब हो गया तो you cannot use it again. Okay, so these are some terms. Now I am writing mechanism of deactivation. This is very easy, just you need to understand the concept. Okay, then you can define and you can write any theory there. So first I am writing here is decay reaction. Second is independent deactivation. I'm writing full. Independent deactivation. Then I'm writing here is pore diffusion. Okay. Please make a correction here. This is coming under decay only. So first is decay. Second is pore diffusion. So you know pore diffusion, right? Then third is other factors. You can write additional factors. So whatever parameters or factors which are other than this pore diffusion and decay reaction, that will be considered under additional factors. Okay, so what I'm writing by decay reaction, so you know there are types of reaction. I'm just writing series reaction. So instead of series reaction, you write here series deactivation. Second is parallel deactivation. Then side by side deactivation. And fourth one is independent deactivation. If you want to read in detail about this, you can refer Octave Levensville book. Okay, so see, in case of series deactivation, what is happening? In series reaction, you are having this reaction, A gives B gives C. So suppose if B is your desired product and there is formation of this C, so C is your undesired product, UD I'm writing undesired product. So what this undesired product will do, this will accumulate on the surface of catalyst. So you write accumulation on surface of catalyst, and that will cause the deactivation. Similarly, in case of parallel reaction, what will happen? Parallel deactivation. You are having parallel reaction, that is A is giving you B and it is giving you C. Suppose if I am writing B is your desired product and C is your undesired product. So this undesired product will accumulate. Okay, I am just marking green. Okay, here this will C will accumulate, here C will accumulate. In case of side by side deactivation, here there will not be any third component like what is produced in the reaction. Suppose I am having A as a reactant and there is inert in the system, and that is giving you product, plus there will be inert, because you know inert will not react. If this inert is depositing on the surface of catalyst, then it is called as side by side deactivation. Okay, then third is independent deactivation. What do you mean by that? Any guess? What do you mean by independent? It is not dependent on something. You can compare first, second, third with 4. Anyone would like to add?
So like catalyst itself after some time gets deactivated independently.
Yes, it is getting deactivated because of what? Toxic condition, because of extreme conditions, because of high temperature, any kind of that. So I am just writing here is because of exposure to extreme condition, or with respect to time there is deactivation, or there is decrease in activity of catalyst. Okay, so you just write here is independent. So it is not depending on any concentration. So you can write here as because of exposure to extreme conditions, you can write. Right, I hope you guys are clear up to this. Okay, now pore diffusion. So pore diffusion सबने पढ़ा है, right? Pore diffusion में क्या होता है? There are two types. One is weak pore and second is strong pore. So weak pore में क्या रहता है? In weak pore there is low or resistance to mass transfer is negligible. So I am writing here mass transfer resistance is negligible. So what do you mean by mass transfer resistance is negligible? That means this is, suppose you are having catalyst pore, cylindrical catalyst you can say. Okay, so here this reactant A which is moving on this surface, it will penetrate inside this. Okay, so it will react here, everywhere it will react, it will go, it will deposit. So it will block this pore entirely. That is called as, there is mass transfer resistance is negligible. That's why it will deactivate the entire pore. In case of strong pore diffusion resistance regime, you know, if this is a surface of pore of catalyst, this is my reactant which is flowing over this surface, this cannot penetrate up to the longer distance or inside the pore, it will stop up to this. So what it will do, it will block up to certain limit, or it will block this periphery, you can say it will block the periphery, and here it will block entire pore. So you can write here, in case of strong pore, it will mass transfer resistance is MTR, mass transfer resistance is high, so it will deactivate up to smaller distance, deactivate up to small distance, you can write. Okay, now I am just explaining this in a bit detail, or I could say application point of view, suppose this is my catalyst and this is my catalyst. Two catalysts are there. One is with strong pore diffusion resistance regime, SPDRR, and second is weak pore diffusion resistance regime. So I explained this, what do you mean by this strong pore and weak pore in previous classes. Okay, now strong pore diffusion में क्या होता है, catalyst is that reactant is not penetrating inside the catalyst, so it will start blocking this surface initially. Okay, this will deactivate up to this. After some time what will happen, this will go up to this, right? Then it will go up to this. So what I'm drawing here is your surface. See, initially red surface was active surface. Now that active surface has been decreased to blue one, right? Then it is decreased to green one. So this is your deactivated surface now. This is deactivated surface. After some time, what will be your deactivated surface? This entire will be your deactivated surface. So you can see your active surface is decreasing. How? Radially I can say here. यहाँ पे क्या होगा? There will be pores, there will be good diffusion, resistance will be less. So here you can say it will cover entire distance, right? It will cover entire distance inside the pore. So it will deactivate. I'm writing this here, this, everything it will deactivate. So I'm just writing some pores, right? Here there will be at each and every distance there will be pore. There will be pore and this will deactivate your surface, right? Deactivate. So can you guess in which case? So I'm writing one question. In which case deactivation rate will be faster? In weak pore or in strong pore?
Weak pore, sir.
Weak pore, right? Because the surface has been exposed. The catalyst surface has been exposed to the reactant surface in a very good manner, right? So what will happen? That will cause high rate of deactivation. So this kind of question will be there. So in which case there might be higher deactivation rate. So I'm writing here higher deactivation rate. Okay, then so we are done with this. Now additional factors. So apart from this parameter, whatever I said here, if there is some other kind of phenomena, then that will be considered under additional factors. Okay, additional factor. So you can see here there will be some, suppose mouth blocking and some kind of conditions are there. You can read about that. Mouth blocking, it's similar to this SPDRR, but there is a bit difference between these two. Okay, so I'll encourage to read this mouth blocking. Okay, that is coming under additional factors. Okay, so are you guys clear up to this decay reaction and pore diffusion and additional factors? So you just write whatever that is not covered in pore diffusion and decay reaction, that will come under additional factor. Okay, then I told you how to write rate. Then what is next? Oh yeah, so suppose if I'm telling you I bought one car in 2001 and now it is 2021. Okay, so performance of car in 2001 is X and performance of that same car in 2021 is Y. So what will be my efficiency? This is few years back, right? Years back. And this is right now. So what can I say? What is efficiency or effectiveness of that car? It is decreasing, right? As I'm moving ahead in time, the activity of that car or that efficiency of that car is decreasing. So how can I write activity or efficiency in terms of X of t and Y of t?
Y of t divided by X of t.
Right, so efficiency is what? At I can define it as what is your current activity divided by what is your activity at time t is equal to 0. Time t is equal to 0. So I'll write here as y of t divided by x of t as your activity. Here efficiency I'm telling here, okay, right? So in terms of catalysis or catalytic CRE, I'm defining this efficiency by one term that is called as activity. Activity, and activity is denoted by A, so that will be rate at time t divided by rate at time t is equals to 0. I hope you are clear with this definition. Okay, at initially what was your activity of catalyst and what is your catalyst activity at this time, and based on that your rate will change, right? Because catalyst is a one that changes the rate, right? Suppose if catalyst is more active, then it will do the reaction in very less time, or it will finish the reaction earlier as compared to when the catalyst is deactivated, right? Now one question I would like to ask here is, one question that I would like to ask here, what do you mean by catalyst? Suppose I am having the reaction A giving B, I am giving T as infinite. In one case I am writing, so case 1 you can write, case 1 without catalyst, second is with catalyst. What will be my conversion? If I'm
Same,
giving
sir.
infinite time, why it will be same?
Sir, because by catalyst we can increase the only speed, sir.
Yeah, we can only increase the speed, and here you can see I have given infinite time to both the reactions. So here what will happen? Suppose if with catalyst, if it is the reaction completed in 10 hours, so it may take 2 days without catalyst, but your final conversion will be same, because catalyst is the one that increases the rate, that decreases the time for reaction completion. Okay, but that doesn't change the equilibrium conversion, right? Equilibrium conversion. So here suppose if I'm defining activity as A, so you can see here, as my catalyst is getting deactivated, it takes more and more time to complete the reaction. Okay, so here you can say rate is lower divided by rate that is higher, so this will be lower than 1 as time passes. So this is what about deactivation. Then I'm writing one term as what we wrote, minus Ra is equals to 1 by V dNA by dt, right? 1 by V dNA by dt is equals to K into Ca. Okay, K into Ca. Suppose if there is no catalyst, that is homogeneous reaction, no catalyst and no deactivation. No deactivation. Suppose if I'm writing for heterogeneous reaction with catalyst and there is deactivation. Okay, so what can I write here is, I'm writing here as rate of deactivation there. So this is what dA, that is activity of that catalyst, is changing with respect to time. Okay, and here this activity is decreasing with respect to time, right? As time is increasing, your activity is decreasing. So what can I write here? Minus dA by dt. Are you getting the significance of minus? Kd Ci to the power m and activity to the power d. Okay, so this minus sign signifies that activity of catalysis decreases with respect to time. Okay, suppose if I'm saying time is t2 here, time is t1. So if I'm writing t2 by t1, there will be a2 by a1, right? So this will be a2, this is a1. So you can write as a2 minus a1, and which is negative, and that's why I'm writing here negative sign earlier, so that to make this rate as a positive quantity. Then This KD is what? Rate of deactivation. Rate constant you can write. Rate constant for deactivation. Just opposite what we studied in homogeneous one. Then what is A? A you know activation activity. Okay, what do you mean by D? In case of reaction, I was writing here N, right? Rate of reaction is equals to minus dCA by dt is equal to C to the power N. So what was N there? It was
Order.
order of reaction.
Yes.
So what do I mean by here? D means order of deactivation. Order of deactivation. Okay. Now this CI is a term which is new here, right? Because you have seen this expression here. You can see here DCA लिखा है तो यहाँ पे DA लिखा है, यहाँ पे CA लिखा है तो यहाँ पे एक्टिविटी लिखा है. Here it is K, so here it is KD. Extra term जो आ रही है CA, what do I mean by that CA? CI. In case of I'm telling this, in case of series deactivation, you know unwanted product. So unwanted product का concentration was affecting your rate of reaction or rate of deactivation. So this is that unwanted product. So I is your unwanted product in series reaction. In parallel reaction also there was unwanted product. So that unwanted product is here. In case of side by side, what was that factor? There was inert. So there will be C. I means inert. Here I means unreacted or unwanted product. Okay. Suppose based on this, I'm asking you one question. If there is independent deactivation, what is my CI? What is my CI in case of independent deactivation? Kaushik, want to add? In case of independent deactivation, I'll move on here. See, in case of series, it was series, parallel, and side by side. Series, parallel, and side by side. My rate of deactivation was dependent on concentration, right? And in case of independent, what do I mean by independent? It is not depending on concentration. It is not depending on concentration. So CI is equals to 0. Or you can say it is not there. Or if I'm writing 0, then the entire expression will be 0. So I can write here, it should be 1. Or it is not involved in that term, okay? So I'm writing here, I'm just changing this value. CI will appear in rate expression, and here it will not appear. Okay, so in case of independent, I told you it is not dependent on concentration, so that term will not be there. So for independent deactivation, what is my dA by dt? It is KD into what will be there? KD
A power D,
into
sir. A power D, sir.
A power D, right? A power D. There will not be concentration term. So this is what we are looking at. Now I hope you know this kind of deactivations and how to write this. Now one time I'm defining or I'm writing rate equation from experiments. So you just write experiments. You don't need to get in detail about this, but this will be helpful when I'm writing some headings, right? Supposing we are writing first order reaction, then you know N is equal to 1. So if I'm writing batch system, parallel system, continuous system, so based on that, you can guess something. That's what I'm writing here. So experiment rate equation. So experiments rate equation. Okay, so you just write now, and when I'm taking examples, you will come to know about this. Okay, so batch reactor I'm writing. Batch reactor This is my reactor. This is my catalyst plate. Okay, I am initially substituting. This is not continuous. I am initially putting A into the system, and after time t, I am removing the product. Removing the product. So what is happening here? My fluid is this, and red is my catalyst. So you can write here catalyst is batch 1, and my fluid is also batch 1. Fluid means my reaction mixture. Second, I'm defining, this is PFR. I use red for catalyst. So this is what catalyst bed. You can write pack bed reactor. This is my fluid coming in, fluid going out. So can you tell me what is catalyst and what is fluid? Means you need to tell contacting pattern. Contacting. So here you can see catalyst is there in batch. I'm not replacing catalyst again and again. So catalyst is batch and fluid is plug flow contact. Clear? Third I'm writing is, it is an easier portion to understand, but just I'm writing this to clear the aspects. Suppose this is my MFR. Continuous stream is coming. This green one is my stream. Continuous output is there. This red is my catalyst. This green is my reaction mixture. Now can you please tell catalyst and fluid? Anyone? Fourth I'm writing.
Like catalyst will be same batch and fluid will be MFR flow.
MF, right? So fluid is
Yes.
MF contact, mixed flow contact, and catalyst is batch. Now there is a case where we are recycling the catalyst continuously. Okay, so in Octal Lensfield you may find large number of examples or diagrams where you can do. Have you done experiment on fluid mechanics, like fluidization? You will be having some sand here. This you can write as sand particle, and from bottom I am passing air. So this sand was in fluidized state, right? In fluidized state, this was coming up and down, and there was some motion, that is called as fluidized bed. Just for information, it is not a part here. Fluidized bed. Suppose if I'm supplying high flow rate of air, so if there is very high flow rate, okay, and I'm doing an arrangement like this. I am passing air from the bottom. Here it is sand. I have used green color for, okay, red color for catalyst. This catalyst is sand, you can say. I am passing air as a reactant stream, and there is an arrangement for recycling of catalyst. I should draw this red so you may understand. Okay, so this is what catalyst path. So what will happen? This catalyst or sand molecule will fluctuate. Okay, and if suppose I am supplying high flow rate air, this catalyst will come out of the system. It will pass through this recycle stream, and this will come back. Okay, so what can I write here is catalyst and fluid, and this fluid is as it is coming out of this. So I should draw this green. Right, now you tell me contact. Catalyst is in recycle and fluid is in plug flow. Understanding? Next case is fifth one. This is my reactor. I am not recycling catalyst. This catalyst is moving inside, this catalyst coming out. So in, catalyst in, and catalyst out. And this is my air is, or air instead of air I am writing reactant in, and this is reactant out. Now please tell me what is my catalyst, flow pattern and what is my fluid, that is reactant mixture flow pattern? Anyone?
So both are plug flow.
Plug flow, right?
Both
Wait
PF,
for a
yes.
minute. Yes, that is correct. Okay. Now next thing is, there are two conditions I am telling. I am having packed bed reactor. Okay, I am having packed bed reactor with me. Okay, this is my packed bed reactor I am drawing. Okay, this is my packed bed reactor. What do you mean by packed bed reactor? There are catalyst particles or some surface is there to increase the contact time. In mass transfer lab, you must have studied this. Okay, so these are called as some to increase the surface area or residence time. I am putting this packings. You may write here as packings, right? This is, then wait a minute. Okay, come back. Am I audible? Please confirm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so this is your packed bed. I am putting fluid in. Fluid means you can say stream of reactant, and fluid out. That may be gas, that may be liquid. Okay, so I told you because of catalyst deactivation, right? Suppose I am having 10 active sites, 10 active sites initially. When I bought that catalyst initially, right? Initially you can cite T is equal to 0, instead that T is equal to 0 and T is equal to current T. I am having 5 sites, 5 active sites. Now, this is my pack bed, and suppose in overall this, I am having 10 sites active, and now it is 5. It is actually very high as compared to what I am writing. It is supposed to be 10,000, 10 to the power 5, and you can write here as now it is 10 to the 10, like 10 to the power 3 something. So because of this, you can see because of deactivation, there is decreasing number of active sites. Now you can say, you can tell, suppose if I am giving finite time, that is T is equal to 5 hours. T is equal to 5 hours. Initially, suppose if I am getting conversion XA, okay, in 5 years. So what will be my conversion right now? Just tentatively, what can you tell?
Greater
What
than
will be my
5.
conversion? Time will be greater, yes. I'm asking XA. So XA2 and XA1.
So like
What
for the
have you
same
got?
time,
That was correct.
XA1 will be more.
XA1 will be more. I'm keeping this time as constant, right? So my XA2 will be lower, right? So XA2 will be lower. अभी मुझे बताओ, suppose if I want to have same conversion. In conversion, what I'm measuring, what is my input concentration and what is my output concentration? What is my output concentration? So suppose मुझे बताओ, if number of active sites are decreasing by this factor, in order to increase the conversion, in order to have high efficiency, what should I do here? Should I decrease the flow rate or increase? You might be confused because of surface residence time and flow rate. So active sites have been decreased, or these active sites reduced by some factor, and I want efficiency to be maximum. So let me define one term here, efficiency. Efficiency is what? What is your input, right? What is your output divided by input? Okay. Suppose initially I was putting 5 moles per second as my flow rate, and I'm getting 5 moles converted, right? So I just make I'll make one modification here. I'm writing here. Wait. This is my efficiency. Output divided by input, right? And here I'm defining output flow rate of product and input flow rate of reactant. Initially at time t is equals to 0, I was getting 5 mole per second of product output, and I was putting 5 moles per second reactant as input. So my efficiency was nearly 1. Efficiency was nearly 1 at time t is equal to 0. At time t is equal to t, okay, I am getting 4 moles or something, maybe it is somehow less, 3 mole per second, and I was putting 5 mole per second of what? Product here, and here reactant. So in order to make efficiency to be high, here efficiency is what? What is my efficiency here? 0.6,
0.6.
correct? Nearly equal to 0.6. Here it is 1, and I want to increase this efficiency. Whatever I wrote, I want to increase this efficiency. So what will you do? You will decrease the flow
Decrease
rate
the
of
flow.
reactant, right? To have this defined efficiency to be at higher value, right? I'll decrease the flow rate of, I'm writing decrease the flow rate of reactant. So if you make 3 moles per second as inlet flow rate of reactant, because there are low active sites, okay, and I'm getting 3 moles per second as outlet of product, then I'm having efficiency nearly equal to 1. So this is what, just I was telling one fact in terms of number of active sites. Just because of decrease in number of active sites, there is decrease in activity. So I'll decrease the flow rate, and I told you, suppose if I'm giving you 5 balls or 5 chocolates, last time I told you steady state, right? 5 chocolates, and you are eating only 3. So there will be decrease in efficiency, right? Decrease in efficiency. 3 chocolates you are eating, so there will be 2 accumulation. Similarly here, you can see I am putting 5 and you are taking only, or you are giving, or you are eating only 3. So there will be decrease in efficiency. Similar kind of phenomena is here. Just I am giving you an example to correlate that. Okay. Then, so this was about. So there are 2 conditions. One is to have high efficiency, you will decrease the flow rate. और क्या करोगे? Next one is decrease over the flow rate, whatever it is. You will keep flow rate as it is, so you will be having low efficiency. Okay. So first is to increase the efficiency and keep efficiency as constant. So if you keep efficiency as constant, here flow rate will be as it is. I'm not changing the flow rate. If I want, the efficiency is whatever value I'm getting, right? I'm getting at time t is equal to t 60% efficiency, and I don't want to increase that. So I'll keep my flow rate as it is. And if I want my efficiency to increase, what I'll do, I'll change the flow rate. Change the flow rate. So you just keep in mind, there are 2 phenomena where in one case I'm in changing the flow rate, and in one case I'm keeping the flow rate as it is, right? Case 1 and case 2. Clear? Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'll do some examples. So just I'll tell you the words, and based on that words, at the end you will be able to construct the equation for system. Okay. So I'm writing first. Initially you will need to understand. You need to understand the things. Then after some time you will come to know what kind of data is given, and accordingly you can design your rate expressions. Okay. So here first is you write determining the rates. Your heading will be determining the rates. Determining the rates. Now I told you your minus dA by dt is equals to kd activation activity to the power d, and then there was ci to the power m. So this is my equation. Now if I'm writing assumption, you can write there is no series deactivation or parallel deactivation, or simply you can write independent deactivation. Independent deactivation. So what will be this equation? How this equation will change?
Like we can remove ci into n term.
Yes, right. So you can remove this term because it is independent. Second assumption is order of deactivation is 1. For simplicity I am taking order of deactivation is 1. So you will be having linear equations, otherwise you will get non-linear one. Order of deactivation is 1. So you will be having d is equals to 1. So your equation will reduce to what? Minus of dA divided by dt is equals to kd into a. Now please integrate this equation with respect to time. So you know what is the range of a? At time t is equal to 0, what is your value? And at time t, what is your value? Suppose I'm writing at time t, it is a. Obviously it will be lower than 1. What is my activity at time t is equal to 0?
1, sir.
Catalyst
1.
is 1. So can you integrate now?
Yes, sir.
Please let me know the expression. Okay, you just need to integrate that. A is equals to, in terms of t, I will not go in detail, right? Suppose I'm writing for first, then I'll just tell to draw the graph or to integrate. Okay, so here you can say if you separate this and you do this boundary conditions, you will be having activation activity is equal to a is equal to e power minus k dt into t. Right now you can draw the graph of this for d is equals to 1. Okay, and independent, you need to keep this in mind. So please don't remember this equations. Okay, whenever I'm giving you conditions, based on that you need to derive. So this curve will be like this, exponential decrease. If I'm writing in terms of ln, then minus of ln a. Are you getting this answer?
Yes, sir. Minus ln a equal to kd.
Yes, sir.
Okay, kd into t. Now if I want to plot this graph, t versus t versus ln of activity, what will be my curve?
Straight line with negative slope.
Negative slope.
Negative slope, right? So this is what? Minus kd. So this kind of equation might be asked, right? So I'm just giving you
Sir,
hints, right?
I
Yes.
think there will be no intercept. It moves from
Uh,
origin, right?
okay. Yeah. You are right. So there will be no intercept. It will be in fourth quadrant, right? Is it
Yes.
like this? This is minus KD. Okay. So this kind of graph could be there, right? So in octave lens you can find number of graphs based on this. Okay. So I'll come to this and I'll tell you to draw the graph between which and which. Okay. So this is first condition when I'm telling you there is independent deactivation. Now, what is my minus RA prime? Prime I am considering for weight, right? Double prime is for surface area. Surface area. And you must have wrote this double RA in case of heterogeneous CRE, right? Thiele modulus. Thiele modulus में क्या था? I was writing everything in terms of double dash because I was considering surface area. Now I am considering weight. So minus RA is what? First I'll write for direct is 1 by V dNA by dt based on volume of reaction mixture. Based on weight of catalyst, it is this. Are you getting? Based on weight of catalyst. And this will be equal to what? KCA. Okay. KCA. I am writing order of reaction N. Please tell me you are getting up to this, then I'll add one term in there. Okay. That is an important when there is catalyst involved.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if there is involvement of catalyst and that the activity of that catalyst is decreasing with respect to time, then you need to introduce one term that is activity here. So your equation is no more this. There will be one additional factor that is A, right? Suppose if I am telling my efficiency of working is 90%, okay? My efficiency of working is 90%, and there is one person who is working under me, and that has an efficiency of 50%. So what is overall efficiency of my system?
Zero 0.5, sir.
It will be 0.5 into 0.9, because whatever work I am doing, it is doing half of that. So for overall system, this is my overall system, it is multiplying. So I'll be having 0.45% efficiency, 0.45 efficiency, and in percentage it is 45%. Your answer was correct, but suppose if it is 100% efficiency, if my efficiency is 100% and one which is working under me it is 50%, so overall system will be 0.5 into 1, so it is 50%. So you can see, if you are becoming, I'm just telling an example, if you are becoming manager of industry, then head of that factory and something, and people working under you, they are not working efficiently, so you can see overall efficiency of your industry, overall efficiency of your company is decreasing, right? It is becoming this and this. So I'm just considering one person. So if you go in industry, there are lot many persons, some are having 90% efficiency, some are having 50%, some are having 45%. Just multiply all that efficiency, you will get efficiency of your industry. Efficiency of industry. Similar case is here. Because of this catalyst, if your catalyst is 100% active, you will not be having any decrease in rate further. You will be having this as your rate, KCA to the power n. But if there is deactivation of catalyst, then your overall rate has been, that has to decrease, or that will be decreasing. So you will be having this as a rate expression. Please keep in mind. Okay. And here I am writing order of deactivation as what? Here I already wrote. So here it is. This is your equation. Okay. Now, what is my equation now? I am up to here. Minus RA is equals to 1 by W dNA by dt, and this is what dash. is equals to, I wrote k into c to the power 1 and there is activity. Okay, activity. Now, if I tell you to integrate this equation with respect to time, can you integrate? Can you integrate this equation?
Yes, sir.
How?
Sir, because A also you should write in e power minus k dt, and after that we want to simplify. Sir.
Yes, you can do that. But see, what I already did is I already calculated activity based on this minus dA by dt is equals to kd into activity to the power d. So I am just substituting this value here. Whatever value I am getting, I am just writing here. So you need to write what A is equals to, what I found here is e to the power, yes, you can write. So it is e to the power minus kd into t. So this is what you can integrate with respect to time. But can you see here what is my second variable? One is time and second is na, right? So if you separate, you will be having this kind of equation. Some function of na is equal to some function of dt. So are you guys getting here na? So you need to convert this na into ca. And how can you convert this na into ca? Na by
Multiply
v is
divided
equal to
by
a. V, right? That's the point here. So what I'll write here, I'll multiply here by v and divide by v. Okay, and now you substitute this value. 1 by v dna by dt is equals to what?
Minus R.
Dca by dt. You are also correct. Dca by dt. So I'll be having, see, now you can see in this expression, I am having dca, I am having ca, I am having dt, and having this t. Now I can do modification. So my final expression would be minus ra dash is equals to minus 1 by w, then it will be multiplied by v dca by dt, and this will be equals to k ca to the power 1, and this is activity. And you can write this activity in terms of e to the power minus kd into t. What I was telling is you cannot integrate until and unless you are having same value here, that dca and here ca, because here you are having na and here it is ca. So you need to convert that terms into the integrable form. You can obviously integrate with respect to dt because there is term t and you are having dt as a differential. Now what will be my next point? I came up with this. Can you guys now integrate and tell me the equation? I should go. So this is equation. After that, you know what is my range of CA and what is my time. So we can integrate with time t is equal to 0 and time t is equal to t. This is CA naught and this is CA. You just need to integrate this after rearranging. Here you can see I have considered n is equals to 1, order of reaction. And before this, I also used one assumption. What was that? My order of deactivation is also 1, and that's why I got this. And another assumption was independent deactivation, right? These were my assumption, and after that I got this equation. Now I'm using another terms. So I'm writing this equation as ln CA naught divided by CA. You just try to solve that, okay? You will get answer. That is just normal integration and substituting the values, okay? KD is 1 minus exponential minus KD into D. So this is my answer, final answer. Now you can write T, if T tends to infinity, then your ultimate value you can calculate. Suppose if you substitute T is equal to infinity in this equation, you will get CA is equal to CA infinity, you can substitute. And in that case, you will be having ln of CA naught divided by CA infinite. CA infinite is equals to K dash W divided by VC into this KD. VC is volume of catalyst, you can say. Or if I'm writing, no, it is not catalyst. In this case, it should be volume of reaction mixture. Because I'm substituting in terms of this. So can I write in terms of surface area or volume of catalyst or volume of reaction mixture? Just I need to change is minus dNA by dt is equals to minus RA into volume of reaction mixture minus RA dash into weight of catalyst minus RA double dash into surface area of catalyst and anything. So if I'm defining one term, that is minus RA is equals to 1 by V dNA by dt. So this V could be volume of catalyst, this could be volume of reaction mixture, volume of reactor. So based on that, you need to define this term. Okay. So it depends what you have defined earlier. Right? No need to confuse between this. You need to make sure that I have defined dash for volume of reaction mixture, double dash for weight, triple dash for then, and anyway, whatever that. Right? Are you guys
Yes,
getting
sir.
this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now if you subtract this equation 1 and this 2, what you will get? You will be having ln of CA infinite divided by CA is equals to K dash W divided by V KD and e to the power minus KD into T. So this is not dt, right? You please correct it. This is what? KD into T. Okay. And now they may ask you to draw graph. They may ask you to find out what is slope, what is intercept, and other things. Suppose if you take ln of this quantity, then you will be having this kind of curve. If you plot ln of CA infinity divided by CA here also it will be ln, and on x-axis I am putting t. So please tell me what is my slope and what is intercept. Intercept and slope.
So like intercept will be K dash W by VC into KD.
Okay. Will it be ln? It is ln, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ln.
Ln of K dash W. So this kind of manipulations you can do, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
maybe I told you to draw the graph between ln of ln. He may ask you, or in exam they may ask you, what is your graph between ln of this versus time. So you need to draw exponential decay, right? So based on what has been asked in question, you need to change and you need to tell what is my slope, what is my intercept. Okay, so such kind of situations will be there. So this is just an example, and your intercept would be, I think it is wait, we just what wrote is opposite. You will be having intercept as this, and you will be having slope as minus kd. Now is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Right,
Yes,
so
yes, sir.
this will be your condition. Okay, so if you are up to this, then I'll move on to next. Then I will tell you one batch system. So you can write batch solid. I hope you understand what do I mean by batch solid, right? Mixed constant flow of fluid. You just write first case 1 or derivation 1. I'm just taking an example here. You may have different system, and based on that you need to change. So batch solid, mix constant flow of fluid. What do you mean by batch this batch solid? I'm having catalyst in
Batch catalyst.
batch process. Okay, so it is not, I'm not replacing catalyst again and again. With respect to batch, I may change. In one batch I have one catalyst, I may use same catalyst in next batch, or I may use different catalyst if it is not deactivated. Okay, so this is what batch catalyst. What do you mean by mixed? Mixed is basically mixed flow. Mixed flow is your fluid is in mixed flow contacting. So batch solid mixed flow of fluid. And next thing you are observing here is, you just make this point. Okay, batch solid, mixed flow, and constant flow. Now you need to tell me what do I mean by constant flow. I told you two cases. In one, I was changing the flow rate to get high efficiency, and in another case, what was that?
You are maintaining as it is for the same.
To have, I'll keep my efficiency as it is, and I'll not change my flow rate. Okay, so which condition is this? Constant flow.
Efficiency we are making constant.
Constant flow, so my efficiency will be remain as it is. Suppose at time t is equal to 0, I had 100% efficiency. So at time t is equal to t, if it is 60%, I will keep this as 60%. I'll not try to increase that. I'll keep it as it is. And because of this efficiency, what will happen? Your final concentration will, output concentration will, this is reactant,
0.6 into
whatever that is. Okay, so I'm just pointing, your concentration of this will increase because your efficiency has been decreased. Efficiency is decreased, that means you will not get desired conversion in this time t. This is finite time, by the way. Finite, maybe it is 2 hours, 3 hours. So what, you will not get effective conversion at the exit. So you will be having unreacted reactant at the exit. That means concentration of unreacted product will increase. Unreacted product concentration in outlet stream will increase. Clear this?
yes sir.
What do I mean by product
Yes, sir.
concentration then? Suppose this is product C, concentration of product at outlet stream. Because efficiency is 60%, product concentration will be lower as compared to 100% efficiency, right? So I'm writing product concentration decreases at exit or at outlet, right? So I can write in generalized way that my flow is constant, that means efficiency has been decreased and it is as it is. I'm not doing any kind of things there. So my concentration of reactant is changing, right, at exit. So here what is happening, my concentration is changing. Okay, in second case I told you, see, I'm clearing both the cases, please understand this. Case 1 is I'm not changing flow rate, I'm having constant flow. And case 2 is I'm changing the flow rate. That means, suppose if this is tau, that is residence time, it is volume divided by volumetric flow rate. I am changing flow rate. So your tau will change, right? Tau will change with respect to, or I could say tau will change as it is. I'll prove in later that how tau is changing, but tau will change. Okay, and here efficiencies remain 100% because I'm adjusting the flow rate, remain 100%, and because of this your concentration at the exit will it change or not change? Initially I was
It will
getting,
not change.
yes, correct, right? Are you guys clear with this? Everyone please raise your hand. This is very important, right? Praneeth, just because my time is, this tau is changing, I am maintaining my efficiency as 100%. That means concentration of this Ca at the exit will not change. This is my correct answer. This will not change because I'm adjusting the flow rate to get 100% efficiency, to get the concentration as what I was getting when time t is equal to 0. Okay. So now go back to this definition, or go back to this heading, right? Batch solid, mixed flow, constant flow. That means I'll be having a profile of what? Time with respect to concentration in case 1, and in case 2 I'll be having some profile of tau with respect to time, because here tau is changing. Okay, I'll tell you case 2, but please understand the difference between this. In one case concentration is changing, that means tau is constant. In second case tau is changing, that means concentration is constant. And because efficiency is constant, your efficiency is changing. Okay, now please go back to our heading, batch solid, mixed flow, constant flow of fluid. Okay, and I'll derive things. So first assumption will be independent deactivation. So what is my equation? D minus dA by dt is equals to kd into A. Order of deactivation, that is D is equals to 1. Independent deactivation. Okay, I am considering this further. Okay, in whatever I am deriving, I am considering these assumptions. So you know, you derived already. After integrating this, you will get A is equals to e power minus kdt. Okay, then you know I used mixed flow here, mixed flow, right? So what I'll be having, I'll be using the rate in MFR. What is rate in MFR? In terms of W I'm writing, and this I told you during heterogeneous portion, that is, instead of V divided by Fa naught is equal to tau divided by Ca naught is equals to exit divided by minus Ra. In case of homogeneous one, I will be having what? W divided by Fa naught is equals to Xa divided by minus Ra. Still there is a need to change one thing. What is that? What mistake I made here in this?
So minus RA dash.
It should be dash, right? It should be dash. Now the same thing, what I'll do? I'll convert this formula in terms of tau. So you know tau is equal to Ca naught V divided by Fa naught in this case. What will be my tau dash here? Tau dash is equal to Ca naught divided by Fa naught. Instead of volume, I'll be having W, right? W. Your equation will be this. Xa, then W. Is it W? Yes, yes. So you can see from this, what is my equation of tau here? Tau is equal to Ca naught Xa divided by minus Ra. What will be my tau dash? Is equals to Ca naught
Exceed
W divided by Ca naught divided by minus Ra dash, right? So you guys are up to this. Everyone is clear this with this? Now I do one thing. I'll just change this value minus Ra dash by, and this will be exit, right? You don't forget to write exit, okay? In case of MFR, it should be exit. By exit, so you know because of CRE 1, we explained this. So you can replace now the term minus Ra is equal to K, Ca and N. So Ca to the power 1 and activity to the power 1. Or you can replace this. So if you substitute this value and rearrange it, because you don't need to integrate here. Don't need to integrate. You don't need to integrate. So your expression will be of this kind. Okay, I'm writing the final expression. Ca naught divided by Ca is equals to 1 plus Kd. Not it should be Kd or not. Okay, I'm not writing in terms of this. I'm keeping activity as it is. So I'll be having 1 plus K dash A into T. Now you can replace this A as e power minus Kd into T. Okay, just you need to rearrange and you draw the graph between, I'm writing ln of Ca naught divided by Ca minus 1 versus T, and you will be having some graph with some slope and some intercept, right? You can also draw graph between Ca naught upon Ca with respect to time. There are multiple options, multiple cases where you can draw this graph. So make one change here. This should be tau. It should be tau, and this tau is not changing. Not changing. Why not changing? I told. Not changing in this case. Clear? This will be a homework. Just you need to change. What you need to do is you need to arrange and make this formula in this term. This term. And you need to draw the graph and find out slope and intercept. Second derivation. Second term. Batch solid. Should I move? Batch solid. Mixed. Changing flow of fluid. Should I go forward?
Sir, can we have this tomorrow?
Batch solid. Okay, we can have, but the thing is, I need to finish the syllabus by tomorrow because I have planned to complete fermentation and then catalyst.
Like
What was that?
tomorrow we can take more time. Today we are exhausted with all the classes.
Okay. So we'll stop here. Okay, don't need to worry. Okay, maybe we'll start it tomorrow. First, you can do one thing. Based on this, you can understand it is batch. You know mixed flow, so you will be having make flow ka equation. Then changing flow is mean your tau is changing. Tau is changing, Ca is constant. So you will be having graph between tau and T. Okay. And here tau is your W divided by volumetric flow rate. Okay. So with this we'll end. We'll continue in tomorrow's class. Okay. Thank you for connecting.
Thank you, sir.